Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of our podcast, Europeans Stories from a Union of Volunteers. The guest from this week's episode comes from Armenia and has volunteered in Prato, Italy for 1 year. She worked in the Tuscan hills surrounded by nature on an environmental project. Now she's teaching English in Zhengzhou, China. Mariam Nersizian, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting.
Okay, so you being from Armenia, how did you end up volunteering in Italy for this specific project? And how did you first find out about the EVS, and how did you decide to attend or to do this project specifically?
Well, thank you for the question. First of all, let me start from the second question because that was the first step for me. I found out about EVS when I was at the university, and our career center kept posting some projects, like EVS projects in other countries. Not Italy, but I was interested in EVS, so checking the projects and checking the possibilities. I just realized that I want to do that. And then after the second year of the university, I realized that we are about to study Italian as a second language, and we studied that until the end of the bachelor's degree. I got my bachelor's degree, and then I found myself not knowing English, not knowing Italian. And I was like, okay, so I'm interested, I'm curious about environmental education, protection, some camping, hiking, and I'm interested in Italy. So what is the thing that can combine all those two things? So I found an EVS project through the website, if I'm not mistaken, and then I ended up doing a 1-year volunteering project in Prato, Italy.
Nice. And for you, was it easy not being part of the EU to get the visa and to have all the bureaucracy arranged to do this project?
It was easy because all the documents were provided at once from the Italian NGO, and I applied for the visa, and I got it within 5 days. So I paid nothing; everything was provided by them, and as regards to the documentation, everything was fine.
Okay, so then you were just packing your bags and you were ready to go to Italy and to practice your Italian. Was that right?
Yeah. The day, the night I was about to leave for Italy, on that day I was working. I had a full-time job, and I went to work from 11 to 8. And then I wrote an email to my colleagues, and I said, okay, guys, so that was nice to meet you. I'm going to Italy for a year. Everyone was surprised. No one knew about that. And then that night, I just, I packed everything I had and went to the airport, and that's it. And by the way, that was my first time to be on a plane and to travel all alone by myself.
Okay, how did it feel?
Well, I felt like I'm just going to my hometown because, in fact, my hometown is also surrounded by some mountains, some forests. It's in the middle of almost nowhere, but in the same way, Prato was surrounded by hills and some forests, and maybe that was the reason that I felt like home in Tuscany during this 1 year.
Okay, so now that you arrived in Italy and you already touched a little bit, when you landed and when you arrived at your house and in Prato, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Well, I thought, we are going to live in the center of the city center, like right behind the church. The house is quite big, and I found some of my flatmates already there, and they were quite welcoming, and I felt like, okay, I have a new home.
Okay, nice. And so you mentioned that the accommodation was in the city center.
Yeah.
How was it modern? How many people did you live with?
It was quite comfortable, modern in a way that it was provided with everything. It had all the facilities, and what was the second question?
How many people did you live with?
Yeah, I shared my flat with 6 other volunteers. I mean, including me, 6 volunteers. And yeah, we came from different countries. Two of us were EU members, I guess. Yeah, I think so. No, well, anyways, only one Spanish guy. The rest were not EU countries. So we had a very nice year together.
Mm-hmm. A very nice mix of countries and cultures.
Definitely, yeah, that was amazing.
And yeah, the house, and I can be a little bit of a spoiler because I was there. It was a very comfortable house, and you were able to welcome other volunteers such as me. So thank you for that again.
That was a nice part of the project because when you went to trainings, arrival trainings, I guess, and meet training, so we had the chance to get to know some other volunteers and host them to our apartment. And also, we, I guess, celebrated 3 volunteers' birthdays in our apartment, and we baked some cakes and we had fun.
I see. And so the work with this association, the NGO they were working with, was an environmental work. You wanted to raise the environmental awareness and educate people. What specific tasks did you do? And yeah, what specific tasks did you do first?
Okay, so we had a project with the municipality, I guess, and we had some project which was implemented with the help of the schools, because we tried to teach the kids that using a bicycle is important, and it's better to use a public transportation instead of using a personal car, and like if you move in the city from A to B. So we taught the kids like how to ride a bike and how to fix if there is a problem with the bike, how to fix it, or if they don't know how to fix it, they should know the parts of the bike so that they can go to their parents and say that, oh, this part of the bike is broken. Mm-hmm. And we taught that in Italian, and actually I also had to learn all those difficult words, like 25 words. And if I tell my friends that, I know this word, they are surprised, like, how do you know this part of the bike? Like, why do you need that? And then, yeah. And also we organized some campings and hikings with school kids who had some summer camps with our NGO, because we also organized some summer camps for them in a park, in a forest, and we also had a house there. We took care of those kids for 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, and we had some other projects with the municipality. So yeah, that was a nice experience.
Great. So basically, your project wasn't, even though it was focused on environmental issues, you also did many other different things. Yeah. And in all these different things that you did, what was the thing that you liked the most in your work as a volunteer?
Well, there wasn't only one thing. There were a lot. Okay, first of all, hiking, because it was not included in the project, but with the help of one of our supervisors, with Ilaria, we hiked from Tuscany to Emilia-Romagna, which is another province. So we hiked all from one place to the other one. This is one of the best things I have done, one of the most important experiences. And as refers to the thing included in the project, I liked working with the kids because first I was kind of a supervisor for them, but also they taught me Italian, and I appreciate that a lot.
No, yeah, the kids also, they all bring life to our lives. Yeah, and were there any challenges that you faced in your project, your activities that you had to overcome?
At first, yeah, because when we had to work in that camping area and hiking area in the forest, there was a problem with the language. But as soon as the staff got to know us and we got to know them, and we improved our language skills, I personally improved my language skills, that was way easier to cooperate with them. And also, after some period of time, I got to know the like Italian way of thinking, and it was way easier to communicate with them and know what to expect and what not to expect.
Okay, and how would you describe this Italian way of thinking then?
Well, that's a tricky question. Well, I mean, what was different from my country is that I expected them to be, I don't know, maybe more attentive, more into my life, but it was not like that. And then I realized that's the normal. People just live their own life, and you're just living your life, and no one is gonna interfere with your life. And I don't know. So everyone is doing their own job. So yeah.
I see.
In general, that was fine. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, I see. But I think also that's a great message, because even though you're volunteers or you're below or like in the care of a certain association, you should not expect the association to do everything for you, because you're also independent and you should be able to take care of your own.
True.
And from this challenge of the language, what did you learn? Or did you learn any specific besides learning like to have this Italian way of thinking?
You mean learning anything else in general, or learning the language? I didn't get the point.
Like a lesson that you received from these challenges, from overcoming them.
Well, I think I matured a little more because, first of all, that was the first time for me to live abroad and to travel alone and to share my flat with other people from different nationalities. And what I learned is that I learned how to live with others, because live with others who have different nationalities and different cultures, cultural backgrounds, because that's really different from what I used to. And also the lessons I got in Italy, what I learned in Italy, the way I lived there, the independent life I had there, and the help of the friends I got was helpful for me to survive in China. Because, you know, as soon as I came to China, I arrived in China, the borders were locked. I mean, no one could leave and enter the country because the coronavirus, the pandemic spread everywhere. So the greatest lesson, I guess, was to share my flat with others and also live my own life.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. Nice, thank you. So now imagine that you're at dinner with some friends. They ask you about your volunteering project and how it went, and they ask you to tell a story about it. So what crazy story would you tell your friends?
Thanks for the question. And I don't need to imagine this because it always happens here when people know that I lived in Italy. Crazy things, I guess. Okay, right now I just remembered one. We needed one more bed for our apartment, for the guests, for you, for the others, and we didn't have one. And we asked one of our supervisors that, we're lacking a bed. We need one more. And he said, okay, guys, I have one at home. I'll bring it to the office, but you have to take from the office to your apartment. And it was maybe 5 minutes walk. And we just decided to take the bed our home. And just because the office and our apartment is right in the center, we were carrying a bed in the middle of downtown, and Italians, they were drinking wine. I guess it was like a Friday evening or Saturday evening. They were enjoying their weekend, and we were carrying a bed to our apartment. And we got to the castle, to the center. It was like maybe 100 meters far from our apartment, so right in front of the church and the castle. We're like, okay, guys, let's put this bed and the mattress right in the middle of the square. And we just took a family photo together, like 6 of us. We took a photo there. And there was a woman who was passing by. and she said, "Oh, guys, you look so nice. Can I have a photo with you?" And there was just just another woman, I guess aged like 60 or something. She took a selfie with her just because I guess it was fun for her to see this crazy guy taking a photo on the bed, like in the middle of the square.
Oh my God, that's really funny. And it's funny that there was someone else appreciating what you were doing as well. Great. Nice story. So I guess we're almost reaching the end of the episode. And in this part, I have some checkout questions prepared. So yeah, you don't need to develop so much on them. Just what comes first to your mind.
Okay.
First one, how would you describe your volunteering project in one word?
Well, amazing.
Amazing for all the different things that you were allowed to do and the people that you met, or?
Yeah, for the people I met, with the travels I did, and like most importantly, we keep in touch with all those volunteers, and we're just not only keeping in touch, but also thinking of doing our own projects together or doing some business together. So
that's a good way to keep the friendship going. And second question, what is one thing that you miss from volunteering in Italy?
I miss that the borders were open and the weather was fine. We could travel and because it's been a year and a half I live in China, and I've been here and the borders have been closed, and I was at home. And even we had a spring festival here for 10 days. We were supposed to travel, but the borders were closed and I couldn't travel. So if right now, if you ask me what you miss the most, I will definitely tell you that I miss the freedom and the fact that we didn't have to scan the QR codes whenever we had to enter a shopping mall, or I don't know. Well,
I see. Well, but I guess traveling is a problem anywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you. Third question. What does solidarity mean to you?
Well, that's a good question. I was expecting to get that because, for me, solidarity is like the agreement of, the fact that some people decide to live together and respect each other and respect their limits and respect everything in general. Because I shared my apartment with guys I would never imagine I would share with. Guys from Turkey, Azerbaijan, Russia, Jordan, and Spain. So these are the countries I would really never expect to share. But I think we lived together. We had no problems together. I know that there are so many other volunteers who had problems with their flatmates and roommates, but I think we were the only ones among all of them that really had no problems, and we still keep in touch.
Yeah. I remember your group of 6 people was one of the best volunteer groups I've seen. You were always like, it were like a family basically. So yeah. So last question. If you could pick one song, what song would you choose to describe your volunteering year?
I just remember the song again we listened to in a car when you were driving, that Marlena Torna a Casa, sung by Maneskin. But I don't know, maybe that one, because that just came to my mind. And another song, maybe, well, I don't know, all the Italian songs.
Okay, Torna a Casa, I see.
Torna a Casa.
And do you want to go back to Italy?
Definitely. I have some plans as soon as the borders are open. And I'm planning to do my master's degree in Italy. So
you're starting your master's degree?
No, I'm hoping to do my master's degree in Italy. So I'm not even planning to go back to visit, but also do my master's degree there.
To stay there, I see. Nice, good. Okay, this is the end of the episode. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mariam, for this lovely talk.
Thank you, Jose.
If you want to listen to Mariam's song, you can check it out on our playlist. We leave the link in the show notes. And next week, There's a new episode coming up with Paula, and stay tuned. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.